Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited. Today's Saturday. On Saturdays, I do Cellar Saturday. Not quite a hiccup, but a few people were like, hey, do one of those West T12. So I was like, yeah, great idea. So I took one off the shelf. I put it in my fridge, my beer fridge, to cool down a few days ago. And got down here. I washed the glass. I got down here. I was like, I wonder when the last time I reviewed one of these was. It was only about 9 months ago, so I was like, I'd rather wait, a full year. So that's why I'm not doing, even though that was my intention, to do a West E12 today. And I was like, well, I already have the quad glass, and I know this one is a very old beer, so it's not from my shelf, and I have cheated before. But this beer is courtesy of Billy. Thanks much, Billy. I really appreciate it. So I wasn't necessarily, I should say, going to do this on a Saturday, but it does fit the bill. I did want a quad. So, and also, forget everything I just said. This is a beer I don't think I've ever had before. There was a bottle share years ago I used to go to. Someone might have brought it there, but it would have been a share where maybe you got an ounce pour or whatever. So really excited to have this because it's one of those beers that was on my radar. And if I'm being completely honest, I kind of forgot about. So it's called Not the Stoic, a prized, potent, Belgian-styled quad of stirring depth and complexity. It's from Deschutes out of Bend, Oregon. Not the Stoic, ale brewed with pomegranate molasses with 15% aged in oak wine barrels and 15%, did I say that right? With 15% aged in oak wine barrels and 15% aged in oak rye whiskey barrels. A virtuous return aged and sequestered in select oak casks. The result, a contemplatively brewed quad created in homage to all those who doubted the original. This unrepentant rendition is definitely not the Stoic. Here's something that's interesting. Best after date of April 22nd, 2015. According to my internet sleuthing, looks like it was probably from 2014, like a year before. So it's probably, if I find anything better, or if anyone in the comments knows better. So I think this was brewed or put in the bottle in 2014, which would make this over 8 years old. And it looks like it's 12.1%. The last digit's a little fudged, but it looks like 12.1% ABV. And again, this is courtesy of Billy. I should have cut some of this wax before I started filming, but again, not the review I set out to do, but I am beyond stoked to be doing it. Okay, there's still a hiss. That's a good sign. Thought this guy would be big enough to just get through that wax. There we go. Have faith. No hype. It's no hype, not no faith. All right, let's get into it. $8 years. Unless you know better, then let me know. Clean glass. Pretty proud of that. Beautiful red, crimson, brown, a little bit of orange down here for the liquid itself. Like a dark khaki to dark khaki color head. Not a lot of head. I didn't pour very aggressively because I didn't know how much it was going to kick up, because beers like this can have a lot of head. So I'll take the hit on that one, not having a lot of head. A little bit of legs, but not much lacing. Yeah, lacing goes away pretty quickly. Let's get into the aroma. It has some of that plum thing I like. Rye, bran, dates, caramel, burnt sugar, brown sugar. The more I'm smelling it, the more I'm getting. At first, it didn't seem very potent, but more is, for whatever reason, whether it's me, the beer opening up, whatever, I am getting more of it. Slight cherry note. This oak, just oak. I'm not getting the spirit or the wine, but oak, yes. figs for sure. Like a figgy pudding. Yeah, smells fantastic. Now that I'm getting more of it, so kind of, I don't know, an interesting experience where it wasn't like in my face, but kind of made me work for it, but I was rewarded for that work. It does, it smells really nice. Let's get into taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Billy. That's nice. Yeah. So, ooh, a little bubble gum. Ooh. Oh wow, that was a nice sip. Before that, like really cool like bubble gum ester thing kicked in towards the end. A little bit of banana too. Interesting. Like somewhat dried real bananas and approaching, not that they actually taste anything like bananas, but banana runs. Wow. Wow, okay. But anyway, it's got the dates, the caramel, figs, it's got some, I'm trying to think, grape I tasted. I'm trying to think of other fruity notes I tasted. But anyway, all of that to say, it was red wine specifically, right? Like I get red wine, oak. It just says oak wine barrels, and then the rye whiskey. That kind of explains the aroma, the rye whiskey, I guess. Now I think about it, with some of that rye and bran, it could be part of it. But anyway, to me, the taste I'm getting is specifically red wine, and it works really well with it. Again, if I had this beer closer to when it was bottled, I don't remember. It would have been such a small pour. 8 years, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe it was better, but I'd be surprised. Like, it drinks really good. It's still like a little creamy and all that stuff you want in the style. Get some molasses. Yeah, you do get some pomegranate. That is one of the fruity notes. And that note plays really nicely with this, at least what I'm perceiving as red wine. That could be part of it. That's really nice. Wow, okay. Kiss that evergreen. Cherry. Not like infected tart cherry, but like more towards tart cherry than some sort of confectionery, like pie filling cherry. But it's not. There is like a little bit of tartness. It's not an overly sweet. It's how I like quad style ales. I do want some sweetness, but I don't want it to be too sweet. And this beer delivers on that promise, or I guess not promise, but delivers on that where there is a nice sweetness to it. But these other things that aren't sweet playing super nicely with it. Going back to that cherry pie, not being cherry pie filling. It's doing that weird thing. Am I tasting cinnamon, or is it because the flavors in this beer would work so well with cinnamon? I'm tricking myself into thinking there's a little bit of a cinnamon taste to it. Man, this is nice. What was it? 12.1. Yeah, 12.1. Yeah, don't taste any alcohol. Pretty dry finish, but you still get all these fruity notes. Yeah, this like pomegranate, cherry, red wine is probably the most like consistent. Like those things are so interwoven, and like the most consistent thing in the sip. It's got the classic quad style stuff I want. It's a little bit unique. I don't get the rye whiskey, but I did get some rye notes, to be fair. But I don't get like, it's not like, oh wow, this was like obviously aged, and I know it's only 15% with rye whiskey, but the rye does come through. And there is, like the aroma, there's just a little bit of oak, which again is one of those things I think helping with it becoming too sweet. But it's not, if you don't like oak, if you like quads, but you don't like oak, I think you'd still be okay with this beer, at least this beer at 8 years old. But if you like it, there's just a little bit to look for, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's pretty apparent how much I like this beer. And it's cool because, again, I came down wanting to drink, in my opinion, the best quad in the world. And to be like, I guess I'm going to last minute change it to a different quad style ale. to do this one and have it be like as delicious and tasty as it is. Makes me a happy beer reviewer. I'll put it that way. So thanks again, Billy. I really appreciate it. If you guys had this beer before, have you had a nice quad lately? Anything Belgian inspired or Belgian actually from Belgium? Everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype beer reviews of both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.